Hello everyone, welcome to the yarn bowl. Today in this video we're going to see how to crochet this beautiful bead scarf or necklace scarf, and I've used only one skein of Line brand Mandala yarn in color Chimere for working this scarf, and we use simple puff stitches to make this scarf, and the pattern is super simple and super quick, and you can style the scarf in many different ways by displaying the flower or not, and it looks very pretty, and it looks like a necklace scarf with little beads. And you can see me wearing the scarf, and if you want a free written pattern of the scarf, it's available in my website theyarnbowlcrochet.com. The link for that is available in the description. If you like this video, please do not forget to like and share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Yarn Bowl, and consider following us on all our social media handles. The link for that is available in the description. So I'm going to use the Line brand Mandala yarn color Chimere for working this scarf, and I'm going to use the entire skein of it, and I'll be using 5.5mm crochet hook for working this scarf. Let's see how to do it. We're going to work a slip knot, and then we'll work 8 chains, and after working 8 chains we're going to work puff stitches. That's all about the scarf. It's only the puff stitches. So we have worked 8 chains. We're going to work 4 more chains now for the puff stitch, and this is the description of the puff stitch. We're going to see how to do it. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook on the 3rd chain from the hook. We are inserting the hook in such a way that middle loop and the side loop goes on the top of the hook. We are going to pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook, and then we are going to yarn over, insert your hook on the same chain, pull up a loop. We have 5 loops on the hook. We're going to repeat this 3 more times. We're going to yarn over, insert your hook on the chain, pull up a loop. Now we have 7 loops on the hook. We need to repeat this 2 more times until we get 11 loops on the hook. Just pull up a large loop so that our puff stitches are going to look like beads. So we are going to yarn over, insert your hook on the chain, pull up a loop for 5 times in total so that we get 11 loops on the hook. Once we have 11 loops on the hook, we are going to yarn over, pull through all the 11 loops. So that's your puff stitch. So we have worked 1 puff stitch here, and we are going to repeat this 40 more times for 1 round of our scarf. So we will have 41 puff stitches in 1 round. So for my second puff stitch I have worked 4 chains, and once again I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook on the 3rd chain from the hook. I'm inserting my hook in such a way my middle loop and the side loop goes on top of the hook, and then I will be pulling up a loop. I will have 3 loops on the hook, and then I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop 4 more times until I have 11 loops on the hook. As I told you earlier, make a long loop so that your puff stitches will look good and it will look like a bead. So we are going to yarn over, insert your hook on the chain, pull up a loop for a total of 5 times so that you have 11 loops on the hook, and then we are going to yarn over, pull through all the 11 loops for our puff stitch, and then once again we work a chain 4 and repeat this all over again. So we have worked 2 puff stitches here. It looks like 2 beads, and once we work another chain 4, we are going to yarn over, insert your hook on the 3rd chain from the hook, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, insert your hook on the chain, pull up a loop for another 4 more times to get 11 loops on the hook. So we yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop for the total of 5 times to get 11 loops on the hook. And once you have 11 loops on the hook, you're going to yarn over, pull through all the 11 loops to get the puff stitch, and then once again work chain 4 and repeat this all over again. So this is our third puff stitch that we are working. So work 41 puff stitches around for round 1. So I have worked 6 puff stitches here. Continue working puff stitches until we have 41 puff stitches in total. So I have 41 puff stitches, and now make sure your puff stitch chain is not twisted, and then we are going to join to the chain that we worked earlier to make it as a round or make it look like a chain. We'll see how to attach it. So we have worked 8 chains before working our puff stitches. So we are going to work 1 single crochet on top of each chain until we reach the other side. So we are starting with round 2 here. So for round 2 we are going to work 1 single crochet on top of each chain. So we work 1 single crochet on top of each chain on the starting 8 chains. So this is our round 2. So we are going to repeat the whole process once again. So once we worked 1 single crochet on each chain till the end for 8 chains, we repeat working puff stitches again, and once again we work 41 puff stitches. We join again on top of these 8 single crochets. We make sure that the second round is not twisted, and then we work 1 single crochet on top of each stitch to reach to the other side, and we work the third round. So this is our second round. We are starting off by second round by working single crochets on top of the 8 chains, and then we continue working puff stitches. So we will work a chain 4 and work the puff stitches and work 41 puff stitches again for round 2, and then once you have worked the round 2. Make sure your work is not twisted, and then once again work 1 single crochet on top of each stitch or each single crochet of round 2, and then proceed working puff stitches again for round 3 and work 41 puff stitches, and then join to the starting single crochet row. We work 1 single crochet on top of each stitch of the previous row. So this is a cycle, and we continue doing this for this entire scarf. So here I have worked few rounds. In that way you can see how we are working the single crochet on top of the 8 stitches, and then we'll continue working puff stitches around, and then once again we join to the single crochet row. I'm halfway through the skein, and I'm gonna use the color that's repeating again, which is the bottle green color, for making a flower, and I'll attach it to the scarf. So you can either work 2 small scarves in a single skein, or you can work a many layered scarf, single scarf with the one skein. So it's totally up to you how many rows or rounds you want to work for this scarf. If you just want a few rounds for the scarf, it's totally fine. Also you can use any yarn for this project. So I like this color Chimere, and I also want to consume the whole skein for the scarf with lot of layers in it. So you can play around. You can just stop with only few rounds, or you can work 2 scarf in a single skein. It's all up to you. I just want to have many layers in my scarf, so I will be continue working with the entire skein, just leaving the last color which is repeating for working my flower. So continue working like this around. So with this one skein I worked around 22 rounds for my entire scarf. Here I am in midway. So you can stop here and just make another scarf, it's also fine, or you can just proceed working puff stitch rounds. So I'm just proceeding to work puff stitch rounds until I consume the entire skein of the yarn. this is my last round, which is my 22nd round. So I wanted a nice thick layered scarf. So we have many layers of puff stitches here. This is my 22nd round. So you can see that 22 puff stitch rounds are there. And the color transitions are wonderful. So it will make a very nice springtime scarf. So I just consumed the entire skein for this scarf, and I'm planning to add a flower to the single crochet part, or which is looking like a little swatch here. So I'm gonna use the leftover yarn in this skein to make the scarf. I will not use the blue, I'll just use the green for making the flower. So I have a tutorial for flower, the layered flower, in my channel. I will attach the link for the tutorial in the description. You can see how we are going to make the layered flower, and I'm going to sew it over here where the single crochet rows are worked. So if you want the flower, you can attach it, or if you don't want, you want to have it plain, you can have it plain as well. So these little puff stitches looks like nice beads for our scarf. So when you join your last round to the single crochet rows, we will not work the single crochets. Now we just work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet, and then you can fasten off and weave your ends. We work single crochet only if we are continued working the next round. Otherwise, since this is the last round, we don't work the single crochets across. We just work one slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet, and then you can fasten off and weave your ends. So now go ahead, weave your ends, and then we can attach the layered flower to our scarf. So now I have weaved my ends. It's time to attach the layered flower to the scarf. You can have it plain as I told you earlier, or you can go ahead attach the layered flower. So if you're looking for the layered flower tutorial, I have updated the link for the tutorial in the description box. You can go ahead, have a look at it, and make the layered flower, which I'm going to attach it now. So as I told you earlier, you can make this as a single scarf, or you can make even two scarves in a skein with less rounds of puff stitches. So we'll see how we are going to attach the flower now. So this is the yarn that was left over. I'm not going to use the blue here. I'm going to take off this blue, and I'm going to consume only the bottle green color, which I already this color which is duplicated again. So I'm going to use this color for working the flower. So please find the flower tutorial in the description. I'm not gonna show you how to make the flower in this video. You can go ahead, sew in this flower to your scarf using a tapestry needle. So here's our beautiful necklace scarf or bead scarf made with puff stitches, and a large crochet flower is ready. The layers or the number of rounds of puff stitches that you're working is totally up to you. You can reduce the number of rounds. You may or may not add the flower as well if you wanted to make it plain puff stitch rounds. It's fine. It's such a simple and mindless crochet project, and but the end result is really wonderful, and it's very good and ideal springtime crochet project. You can pair it up with any spring outfits. It's gonna look really pretty, and you can style the scarf in many different ways as well. If you want a free written pattern of the scarf, it's available in my website, theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.